And welcome to the Box Score. Once again, Terry Collins along with Stacy Angel. And Stacy, we're kind of winding up football, getting ready to start basketball. And speaking of football, let's go ahead and look at the Blue Cross Bowl results from down in Chattanooga. You had Division 2 Single A was DCA, a big win over Nashville Christian, 31-7. Lipscomb Academy just flexes their muscle again and wins 27-0. And then Macaulay in AAA wins over MBA. Of course, Macaulay there in Chattanooga gets the 28-7 victory. Let's go ahead and look at some more scores in Class 1A. South Pittsburgh gets behind 14-0, comes storming back and wins 24-21 over a previously undefeated McKenzie team. Westview big over Hampton, and then Alcoa big. Once again, Stacy, Gary Rankin just keeps on rolling.
Yep, another state championship, and I, like you, Terry, that South Pittsburgh game, got a chance to watch it, and that was a good comeback for them. Nice win. They lost their coach first week of the season, and then were able to regroup there for a state championship.
Let's go ahead and look at the Class 4A, 5A, and 6A results. Tullahoma, a big win in overtime, 21-14. John Olive, after that, announces his retirement after 29 years at Tullahoma. They've had 100 years of football, and this is the first state championship for them. On the gridiron. And then in Class 5A, Powell withstands a late Page rally, wins it 42-34. And in Oakland, Kevin Creasy, kind of like Alcoa, big win over Summit, last year's 5A champion, 43-26.
Yeah, he just keeps building there. Oakland with a really good football team, good season. Summit gave them a battle for a little while, but not enough in the end.
We had DeKalb County at Watertown, and Monica and I are able to do that. Ella Van Branken, the sophomore, another great game, 24 points, including 3 threes, and then KD Farrell with 11, including 1 three-pointer. Watertown led by Kiara McClary with 11 points and had 1 3. Rolling it to the boys game, DeKalb County, Connor Close, a couple of dunks, 16 points. Robert Wheeler off the bench with 14. Trent Spradlin with 6 to lead Watertown, who really struggled offensively, Stacy. DeKalb, John Sanders' club played extremely well, I thought, and won at 70-33.
Well, they a very good defensive effort in that game. Connor Close, like you say, just really can get off the floor. DeKalb County playing some really good basketball early in the season, Terry.
Then we had Smith County and DeKalb County. Smith County girls down 6. DeKalb County's got the ball with 1.5 minutes left. Lady Owls get 3 or 4 steals, wind up tying it. And on a personal note, pretty big moment for me. My niece, Chloe, gets the blocked shot with 6.7 seconds left to preserve that game that wound up going into overtime, tied at 53. Emma Enoch and Anna Vining, 2 seniors for Coach Todd Hess, gets 14 points apiece. Ella Van Branken, 20 points, including 11 of 11 at the line. Natalie Snipes with 11, including 3 threes. Smith County outscores DeKalb 9-2, but I think a key point in that game, Stacy, KD Farrell goes out with an ankle injury there in the first quarter.
Yeah, she went down, they wrapped it, tried to get her back, just really wasn't able to go and be herself there in the second half. Huge win for Smith County, though.
Smith County girls improved to 7-3, their 7th straight win after losing 3 games in that opening week. Now looking at the boys game, it was Dad, Trey Sanders, Owls 76, John Sanders, the oldest son, DeKalb County team 66, Peyton Hicks, a career high 28 points on 13 of 18 field goals, and then Dennis West just does it all for the Owls. Stacy, 19 points, 6 of 8 from the field, 7 of 7 at the line.
Leading scorer and also leading assist guy, really up there pretty high in all categories. Good job, Dennis West. Of
course, DeKalb playing without Connor Close, who sustained an ankle injury in their win over Cannon County on Monday night. Stetson Agee leads the way for DeKalb with 19 points, a couple of threes, and then Braden Toniak with 18 points. But I felt like they missed Connor Close, and when you take Isaac Knowles, he's going to an all-star football game for TACA up at Clarksville. They missed those 2 players.
Had a couple guys out, and you're right, that really affected them. A fun basketball game nonetheless. I'm sure whichever Sanders loses that game doesn't feel very well for a couple of days, but a fun atmosphere.
Look at the District 7A girls, Sonic McCarthy scoreboard. Smith County over Gordonsville, 48-36 last Friday night. Pickett County beats Cannon. Clark Range beats Monterey. Red Bowling Springs beats Trousdale. And that Clark Range Monterey game a little closer, Stacy, than one might think.
Yeah, you watch some of Monterey scores, and they're able to maintain there, but that's a close ball game considering the way they played them in the past.
They led Smith County by 16 up at the Pickett County Thanksgiving Classic, and Smith County comes back, ties it, puts it in overtime. Pickett County, a big win over Warren Central. Looking at some more scores from District 7A, Pickett County girls, a win over Red Bowling, Stone Memorial over Clark Range, Clay County over Clinton County, Kentucky, and then Gordonsville and Jackson County, of course, was postponed from Tuesday night. Let's go ahead and look at some standings. Looking at Pickett County girls 8-1, Red Bowling Springs and Clark Range both at 6-1, Clay County undefeated at 5-0, and then Gordonsville at 2-5. That's going to be a tough sale for Coach Jake Diller to try to get in that region tournament because there are 4 extremely good teams there, Stacy.
Right, sure are. And, Red Bowling, who may be considered the least of those 4, a really good player with Claire Fleming. So tough work ahead for Gordonsville there.
Let's go and look at the Sonic of Carthage District 7A scoreboard. Trousdale County, a big win over Red Bowling Springs. Pickett, a win over Cannon County. Monterey beats Clark Range. Clark Range has really struggled this year. And then Smith County goes to Gordonsville on Friday night and wins 68-52 in what was a very emotional game.
And I really thought, from my perspective, Smith County dominated that game from the most part. That was a big win on the road for Coach Trey Sanders.
Let's go ahead and look at some more scores. Of course, we had a Saturday night Smith County game, but of course that's in AA that we'll get to in just a minute. Pickett County big over Red Bowling, Stone Memorial big over Clark Range, Clinton County, Kentucky over Clay County, and of course Gordonsville at Jackson County postponed because of illness. Stacy, when you look at the standings for that district, you got Pickett and Clay, both 2 extremely good teams. Gordonsville wanting to challenge, get in the mix to get in that top 2, but I feel like there's a top 3 and there's a bottom 2 in this district.
Yeah, that's exactly the way I look at it. Clark Range, like you said, really struggled this year. Red Bowling, kind of been down now for a couple of years, trying to get back in the mix a little bit. Clay with an outstanding basketball player and a strong kid, and then Pickett really overall probably maybe the best team in the league, but may not be on any given night.
Stacy, when you look and the district reconfigured now, getting ready to start. Of course, Pickett's beat Red Bowling's the only district game we've had thus far with those 5 teams. But still, these teams are very familiar with each other, have played in the same district for a while, so it's not like it's somebody new that you don't know.
Right, very familiar opponents, and it's one of those districts where the home court advantage seems to play a big role. It gives that team an advantage. So it's going to be interesting to see after Christmas when we get into the meat of district schedule how this particular boys and girls district play out.
We'll take a look at the scores from District 6 AA and 7 AAA when we return, as we remind you you're watching the Box Score.
What is UC EMC Strong? It's local people. It's local power. Delivering safe, reliable electricity to homes and businesses in the Upper Cumberland is our mission. Getting you back in the game with no time out is our goal. It's been a tough season. Our community has met many challenges, but we're emerging stronger than ever because we're on your team. Upper Cumberland Electric Membership Corporation. We're in this together.
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
Near Star Middle Tennessee Mines in Gordonsville is hiring. We have open positions for maintenance technicians, maintenance trainer, electricians, entry-level miners, mill operators, mill technicians, infill drillers, and other amazing opportunities. We offer competitive wages, excellent benefits, PTO, holiday pay, exceptional 401k, and much more. Make the most of your future and your career. Join the excellent team at Near Star Middle Tennessee Mines in Gordonsville.
Liberty State Bank's debit MasterCards are now available with the names and mascots of our local schools printed right on the front of your card. With every non-PIN transaction, Liberty State Bank will donate 5 cents to the school system on your card. It's easy to show your school spirit and raise some extra money for your school at the same time. Show your school pride. Liberty State Bank, a branch of Citizens Bank of Lafayette. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At DTC, we're proud to provide the communication and entertainment services you need to get the most from today's technology.
For a limited time, get 1 month free when you add or upgrade internet with us. Fly at the speed the internet intended you to.
Get the technology you want, backed by local customer service from neighbors you know and trust. DTC Communications, your total communications provider.
And welcome to the Box Score. Terry Collins along with my good friend Stacy Angel. And Stacy, kind of getting in the meat of things. Your football players now back with you on the boys' side. And, there's some different matchups that we've seen from teams this year, but some exciting basketball's been played.
Has been really a lot of basketball this early in the season. Some good matchups just right around the corner.
You're trying to build for your district side of it. Some of the smaller districts are not going to start playing until January, but some of those are going to see action here in December. But those district games very important, especially in a larger district where you've got maybe 7 teams, is like we have with DeKalb, because each one of those affects seeding. And when you affect seeding, that's important when it gets down to, okay, we've got to get in the top 4.
Right, and I think DeKalb plays Stone Memorial. I think that's a matchup that's coming up real quick. District matchup, first time they probably have played, I think, in basketball. And like you say, each of those games is critical for the seeding purposes.
Let's go ahead and look at the 6AA Girls Sonic of Carthage scoreboard. We've got Smith County over Gordonsville, Clarksville Northwest over Westmoreland, Pickett County over Cannon, DeKalb over Watertown, and then on Saturday night, Smith County goes to Lafayette and keeps them Macon County winless, wins at 54-38. Stacy, any score jump out to you there?
No, when I look at that, of course you had the rivalry game, Smith County with a win at Gordonsville, but then the rest of those probably, if you asked me to pick them, that's maybe would have been the way I would have decided. Westmoreland stepping up there to play Clarksville Northwest, they're trying to get battle tested for the future.
Sonic scoreboard, more scores coming your way. As on Monday, we had DeKalb County going over to Woodbury and playing Cannon County, beating them 59-44. That's always a big rivalry. Smith County then goes to DeKalb and goes on a huge run, 15-2 in the last minute and a half of regulation and in overtime to get the 62-55 victory. And we talked about it earlier with, KD Farrell, the kind of one of the go-to players for Coach Danny Fish out. That really is probably could be, that's a difference maker.
Right, you're talking about a 4-year starter and someone that has a huge physical presence on the floor. She's plays real strong and aggressive, and to lose someone like her early in the game really had an impact in that basketball game. Westmoreland
beats Macon County. Now let's look at the standings for District 6AA. Smith County girls has won 7 in a row after their win over DeKalb. They're 7-3. Westmoreland's played extremely tough schedule. They're 5-3. Cannon County at 4-4, and first-year head coach at Watertown who got a late start, Stacy. But I think better things are ahead for them down the road once they learn the new head coach and, of course, the new assistant coach in Darren Brown. for Watertown.
Right, just a 4-team district, but I think there's going to be a lot of fun basketball games in this particular district. Westmoreland, Smith County right now trying to establish themselves at the top, but going to be some good games there.
Let's go ahead and look at the Sonic of Carthage scores on the boys 6AA. DeKalb County, a game that we had on DTC, a big win at Watertown, 70-33. Clarksville Northwest, 57-52 over Westmoreland. Smith County goes to Gordonsville, gets a big win, 68-52. And then Pickett played Cannon County. That's something we normally don't see, very rare. And Pickett wins 83-64. Of course, Pickett, a semifinalist in the Class A state tournament a year ago, returned just about all the players from that. And then Smith County goes to Lafayette on Saturday night and gets a 54-42 victory. Stacy, any scores stand out?
No, I was just thinking there's a lot of mileage there between Woodbury and Byrdstown, and like you say, not a matchup you see very often. Coach Knowles and his team take it on the chin there.
Okay, let's go ahead and look at some more of the Sonic of Carthage scores from Monday night. DeKalb County down 3 at halftime, comes back to win 50-49, although they lost Connor Close in that game, who didn't play. And Smith County's win at DeKalb 76-66, and then Macon County with Adam Bandy's squad getting the win over Westmoreland 61-51. Let's go ahead and look at some standings. On the boys' side of the draw, Smith County off to one of his best starts, Stacy, in a long time. Trey Sanders has got the Owls at 8-2.
Yeah, really playing some good basketball. Their team shares the ball well. They play hard. Not a lot of size inside, but right now they're getting it done with their speed and being able to shoot the basketball.
Of course, Gus Davenport and Jason Knowles at Cannon County, they're going to have a say in who wins this district championship. Watertown, Matt Bradshaw kind of trying to feel his way. Right now they're struggling on the offensive end.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Coach Bradshaw been at it a long time, though. He's a good coach. He always seems to have his teams to get better and be prepared when it comes tournament time.
Westmoreland sitting there at 1-4. Let's go ahead and look at the girls' scoreboard, Sonic of Carthage, from Friday. From District 7 AAA, DeKalb County a win over Watertown. York Institute a 20-point win over Stone Memorial. Stacy, that's pretty impressive.
Yes, York, I've kind of followed them a little bit earlier this year, and just really seems like they're still rolling. New coach there, Coach Powell took over, and he had been at Clark Range in the past, but a very athletic, entertaining York team.
Upperman a big win over Oakland, 48-44, and Upperman looks to be the real deal and going to challenge for that gold ball, I think, in 3A.
They've got a lot of athleticism, and they're playing a tough preseason schedule or pre-district schedule, and they're hoping that'll pay off for them when it comes tournament time. Cookeville
gets the win over Coach Dodgen, 62-56 at White County. Then on Saturday night, Smith County goes to Lafayette, wins 54-38. Livingston, a big win over Lighthouse Christian. And White County, in a high-scoring affair, beats Van Buren County 87-66. Those two neighbors, I don't know that I've ever seen them play each other, Stacy, but glad to see that.
I don't believe so either. I'm sure that was a very good atmosphere. Big win there for White County, Coach Dodgen.
Let's go ahead and look at some more scores from Sonic of Carthage girls scoreboard. On Monday night, DeKalb County goes down to Cannon, wins 59-44. Then Tuesday night, Smith County girls come back and get the overtime win over DeKalb in Smithville. Stone Memorial over Clark Range. McMinn Central over Cumberland County, Westmoreland over a Macon County team that has struggled to score at times, and then Upperman a big win over Knoxville Webb.
Yeah, you talk about Upperman, just really that's another game where they just really stepped up competition, took care of business.
Let's go ahead and look at the girls' standings for District 7 AAA. Livingston Academy sitting there at 7-1, White County at 6-1, Upperman at 6-0. I don't know that DeKalb is on their level. It's going to be interesting to see because we're starting district play for them, Stacy. Kind of a measuring stick for where these other teams, DeKalb, Stone Memorial, Cumberland, and Macon fit in against those top three teams.
Right, and then, you're talking about a team like Stone and Cumberland sitting there at 3-4 and 2-4 now, but we know they're good basketball teams, good coaches, good pedigrees there. So really going to be interesting to see how this girls' side shakes out.
Let's look at the District 7 AA boys Sonic scoreboard. You see DeKalb County's win at Watertown, 70-33, and then York, a big win over Stone Memorial, 55-50. Cookeville, a big win over White County, 51-45. That's always a huge rivalry. Oakland gets the win over Upland. Stacy, anything jumps out there?
Just some good-looking basketball, some close scores there against some good teams.
Then on Saturday night, Smith County went to Lafayette, won 54-42. Livingston, a big win over Lighthouse Christian, and White County, Van Buren County boys didn't get to play. Looking at some more scores from District 7 AAA on Sonic of Carthage scores. DeKalb County goes to Woodbury, gets the 50-49 win. Smith wins at DeKalb 76-66, shoot the ball extremely well there in the second half. Then you've got Stone Memorial over Clark Range. Clark Range has really struggled under their first-year head coach.
They have, and sometimes they're a misfortune of the girls wanting to play a tougher schedule, and then as a result, the boys get to play those same teams. But that's kind of a close, same area rivalry type game right there.
McCauley over Cumberland County, Macon County over Westmoreland, and then Warren County, who had beaten the only loss I think DeKalb had was to Warren County before Smith County's loss last night. Great ball game. They beat Upland 77-74.
Yeah, very close, high-scoring game there, and a good win for Macon County also over Westmoreland. Looking at the boys' standings, you look, White County sitting there at 4-1, DeKalb now 5-2. Upland sitting at 3-3, Livingston 3-4, Macon 3-4, Stonewall 3-5, Cumberland County down there at 1-4. But I think there's 7 teams there, Stacy, that are pretty quality and are really going to battle for those top 4 slots. Yeah, you got a lot of running gun, a lot of up and down the floor in those games. Going to be some probably some high-scoring basketball as we get into district play. Stacy, when you look, you can say fair, not fair, but going from 3 classifications to 4, Smith County actually came out smelling like a rose after having 8 teams in the district a year ago that, with Smith, DeKalb, Upland, York, all those teams. Now they only have 4. You're guaranteed to make the region. And then you look at a district like this in 7 AAA that has 7 teams. So, you got it to be 4th, you have to beat 3 other teams. Right, there's no doubt. I'm sure that 7 AAA is looking around saying, what about us? Because there are so many small districts, and this is one of the larger that's left remaining. We'll have an interview with DeKalb County Tigers head coach John Sanders when we return. We remind you, you're watching The Box Score.
What is UC EMC Strong? It's local people. It's local power. Delivering safe, reliable electricity to homes and businesses in the Upper Cumberland is our mission. Getting you back in the game with no time out is our goal. It's been a tough season. Our community has met many challenges, but we're emerging stronger than ever because we're on your team. Upper Cumberland Electric Membership Corporation. We're in this together.
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
And welcome back to The Box Score. We've got head coach John Sanders of the DeKalb County Tigers. And coach, that's hard for me to say that because you were at Smith County a while, and I know you being at DeKalb, y'all got off to a good start. A disappointing loss last night to the Smith County Owls, but coach, you've beaten some awful good teams thus far.
Yeah, thank you, Terry. I had a good time when I was at Smith County, and you always did a good job covering us. So I know you do a really good job for DTC. I appreciate y'all doing this interview. But yeah, we've been off to a pretty good start this year. Our best since I've been here. Guys are playing a lot better so far, and just trying to get better, man. Working hard, just trying to get better.
Coach, this is Stacy Angel. In the ball game last night against the Owls, kind of give me a little recap. I didn't get to see the game, but know you lost in a close battle there last night. But I know you said you watched a little tape today. What's your take of how the game went last night?
Well, and we sort of knew this after the game, but it's even more evident after we watched some film today. Our transition defense and really our zone defense in the second half was just non-existent. And in Smith County, they've got a good ball club. They move the ball well. They've got some good shooters, and they really exposed that. We gave up just so many transition baskets and then just wide open threes in the second half. You score 66 points. We're scoring more this year than we have in the past. But defensively last night, we were just not very good. And they've got a good ball club. I mean, they're offensively, they're tough to guard, especially when they're making threes because they can spread you out. Dennis West is probably one of the best guards in this area. He can get his own shot, but he creates shots for others, and he's a smart basketball player. But yeah, that was my biggest takeaway from last night's game. Is defensively, we did not do a very good job.
Coach, second half, Smith County shoots nearly 60% from the field, made about 71% from three-point range. It seemed like every time you made a run, they answered with some good interior passing and get Hicks down low, who had a career high 28 points, or Lida or somebody on the perimeter, Taylor Dickerson would stick a three to really keep the momentum in their favor.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I was telling my assistant coach, Logan Vance, of course we call him Moose, and you guys know him as Moose. Everybody in Smith County knows him as Moose, now in DeKalb County. But that's what I said. I was like, man, every time we get within 8 or something, they'd hit a big three, or Hicks would, score a basket or two inside. He played really well. I think that kid's got a lot of potential to be that kind of player for them because he's big, he's strong. He's got a good, pretty smooth shot on him. If he learns that he can score 5 feet from the basket more than he can outside, they're going to be pretty tough.
Coach, when you look, you were playing shorthanded, plus you had played the night before against an emotional rival in Cannon County. You go and get a 50-49 victory, the second close game that you had over the Lions this year. But when you look at it, Coach, without Connor Close, who does a lot of things for you, without Isaac Knowles, who's in the All-Star football game, I thought your team missed those two players. And I know that sometimes there's injuries or foul trouble or whatever that you have to overcome, but still, that's two pretty important cogs in DeKalb County's wheels.
It is. We definitely missed Connor last night. He's averaging like 22 and a half a game right now through 5 games that he's played in. And he gives us just another, he's long, he's just super long on defense. So, he helps us rebound the basketball and defend. Anytime you're taking away your leading scorer and one of your better defenders, it's going to affect the game for sure. But, and then of course, Isaac, Isaac's still adjusting from football. You guys know, you're seeing out there, he's a phenomenal athlete. He's still figuring some things out basketball-wise, but he just gives us a physical presence that we really could have used last night. Smith County, the majority of those kids play football. They're big and physical. We really missed Isaac last night, just being able to help us out rebounding and defending inside.
Coach, when you look at your game at Watertown, I thought you played extremely well. You win that game, I think it was 70-33, and you go on the road to a tough place. It's hard to win, and really had your way. I thought the Wheeler kid that started last night, that came in off the bench, played extremely well for you, but I thought your team shared the ball well. You really got after it on defense. You held the Purple Tigers to only 33 points and really shut them down, and talk a little about that performance.
Yeah, we were really pleased. I mean, we played, I thought, as well as we could play that game. We shared the ball well. We handled their pressure pretty well. Shot some easy shots early on in the game and got confidence and just kept rolling from there. Robert, he's come off the bench for us. He had sort of his coming out party against Cannon County here, the double overtime game. He played really well, which I'm really happy for him because he stays after practice and stayed after, in the preseason when, we're working out and things like that, and works on his game a lot. He's a junior. He didn't get a whole lot of playing time last year as a sophomore, and as a freshman, he was out with a knee injury all year. So, for him, and he's come in the last 3 games, with the exception of the Smith County game last night. He's scoring in double figures, rebounding the ball, defending for us. And I knew going into last night's game it would be tough for him, just kind of being thrust into a different role, going from 6-man to starter. And then just those guys he's going up against are just big physical guys. I knew it'd be a challenge for him, but he's getting better, and he's going to be a big piece of the puzzle for us, I think, going forward.
John, as you look forward to district play, I know it's just right around the corner for you, and it's changed a little bit this year. Of course, Smith County bumped down. We now have 4 classifications. Got a couple of newcomers. Talk about your thoughts on district play for 7 AAAs that's coming up.
Yeah, so, we kept Upperman, Macon, and Livingston, and then we added Stone Memorial, White County, and Cumberland County. And so we've got 7 teams in a district now. And I mean, it didn't get any easier for us. It's, if we were still in our old district, we'd be sitting at 3-1 right now. Pretty good spot, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so Stone, we see them Friday night. I think it's the first ever meeting between these 2 schools in basketball. They're sort of young, I think, but they've got their best player is a freshman, the coach's son, Neil Katz. I think his son's name's Cade. But, he's a pretty long kid, shoots the ball well. Defensively, those guys, they play man and kind of mix it up. They play some 1-3-1, 2-3 zone. They're going to be tough. They're pretty fundamental. We've watched them on film. I think they've won 3 games. They're like 3-5, but they've played some tough competition. So we'll have our hands full for sure with that one. And then, I'm sorry, my voice is about gone. I hope y'all can hear me good. But we play White County next Tuesday, and we've played them before in the past. That's normally a normal game on our schedule. We didn't play them last year, and that'll be a tough test. White County is historically good at basketball. He lost a lot from last year's team. Of course, the Slatton kid, who's probably one of the best players to ever come through that school, and he went on to play at Ole Miss. They look a little different this year. They're still long. They're athletic. They'll play, Coach Mitchell, they start man, and they'll play 1-3-1, and they like to get a lot of shots up, plays real fast. He does a really good job with those guys. And then Cumberland County, the other new team, we won't see them till after Christmas, but they're probably, them and White County, I would say, are the favorites to win this district, even though, that's a new coach coaching Cumberland County. He's been the assistant there for 6-7 years, I think. And he's got a good group of guys coming back. He's done a good job with them so far. So it's going to be a tough district for us for sure.
Well, Coach John Sanders, we appreciate you visiting with us, and best of luck to the DeKalb County Tigers for the rest of the season.
Hey, thank you, Terry. Thank you, Stacy. It's always good to see you guys and talk to you. So anytime, and hope to see you again down the road.
Best of luck, John.
Thank you a lot.
Thank you.
And thanks, Coach John Sanders. We appreciate the interview. And we'll have his dad, Smith County Owls head coach Trey Sanders, who got the best out of Sanders Bowl last night up in DeKalb. And we'll have an interview with Trey Sanders when we return. We remind you, you're watching The Box Score.
Nearstar Middle Tennessee Mines in Gordonsville is hiring. We have open positions for maintenance technicians, maintenance trainer, electricians, entry-level miners, mill operators, mill technicians, infill drillers, and other amazing opportunities. We offer competitive wages, excellent benefits, PTO, holiday pay, exceptional 401k, and much more. Make the most of your future and your career. Join the excellent team at Nearstar Middle Tennessee Mines in Gordonsville.
With Liberty State Bank's Card Cash program, you can earn cash back every time you use your Liberty State Bank debit card. Make your dollars stretch further with Card Cash from Liberty State Bank. Card Cash is absolutely free to sign up for, so stop by Liberty State Bank today for details. Terms and conditions apply. Liberty State Bank, a branch of Citizens Bank of Lafayette. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
So, go check it out.
Deterring crime. It's the first job of a home security system from DTC Security.
For just $49.99, get a system with a touch keypad, 3 window or door sensors, motion detector, key fob, and standard installation.
Let us help protect your home.
So?
A lot of nice stuff and an alarm.
Don't delay. Call DTC Security now or visit us online.
And welcome back to The Box Score. We've got head coach Trey Sanders of the Smith County Owls. His Owls, a big winner in DeKalb last night, 76-66. Coach, your team gets an emotional win last Friday night against Gordonsville. Then, it's been kind of when I say a good week, you go to Macon, you get a win on Saturday night, and then on Tuesday night, you face off against your oldest son, John, at DeKalb, and get a 76-66 win. Owls are now 8-2, off to one of their best starts in a long, long time. You got to be pleased with, your success so far.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, it's one of the things that you think back. We had a real good summer, and coming off that summer, a lot of times coaches will say, or people will say, do you really learn anything, or do you get anything from that? And I think we were able to find out a little bit about ourselves this summer. And I told them, I said, guys, all this is great, but I said, it really matters when we start, throwing the ball up in November and December, and it's important if we can get off to that start like we have. The atmosphere is a whole lot different in the locker room than what it has been the last couple of years. I think a lot of that too is maturity. Where we've got guys that are juniors and one senior, but they've all been playing since they were freshmen and sophomores, and so now I think they're kind of starting to reap some of the rewards there from the inexperience that they had early on, gaining this experience of play over the last couple of years now.
Coach Sanders, this is Stacy Angel. A big win last evening at DeKalb County against your son there. Talk a little bit about how you thought that game went in terms of what you were able to get accomplished there and getting the win.
Well, I kind of pretty much the way I expected. The last couple of games that we've had with them, going back to last year, we were up there and we led most of the game, and then gave up some offensive boards there late, and they wound up beating us about 6-8 points, I guess it was, up there, and then come to our place, and it went to overtime, in which we were able to get the win, and then had to turn around and go back up there for a district tournament game at their place, a couple of days later, and got the win. So, I was expecting it to kind of be that way. And when we went into halftime, I was telling Zach, we're walking down there, 35-34, up 35-34, and I was telling him that, here we go again. I said, it's going to be the same old thing down to the wire. But, I felt like, even though we gave up 66 points, I really felt like that we played a pretty good defensive game. For us, we want to try to keep teams around the 50 to 55 mark, and we think if we can do that, then we got a lot of good opportunities to win ball games. But defensively, I felt like we did pretty good. I think the big thing for us was Peyton Hicks coming in and doing what he did. But with him, it's one of those things too where we've been trying to tell him that if he would just kind of hover and stay around the basket, that some good things would happen for him. You know, he's typically been wanting to kind of stay along the perimeter, and I said, with your size, I said, you're going to have to get inside and be able to score some for us. And where we've been lacking that in our post play, he was able to come up big for us last night with 28 points, and a lot of that, just all around the basket.
Coach, when you look at the game, third quarter, you shoot the ball extremely well. I think at like 63% from the floor and about 70% from threes to open the lead up. But I thought once your team got the lead, every time DeKalb made a run, you answered that with a three or a great pass and to get a layup to extend that lead back out. I know you were displeased with the fact that your team kind of got a little three happy there with 3 or 4 minutes ago, and you voiced that displeasure at a timeout. I saw your face was as red as a stop sign. I know that's kind of hard to maybe analyze and to look at, but you were looking at the big picture saying, hey guys, we've got to protect leads, and I want a layup right now. I mean, you got pretty adamant and pretty frank with them. Say, hey, I know you're hitting, I know we're hot right now, but still, we've got to do the smart thing and get that high percentage shot.
That is, and I don't know if that comes from where some of those guys, playing AAU ball, which is good for them to do that type of thing. I don't know, but yeah, just understanding the situations, and we've talked about that several times. We work on it a little bit, probably don't work on it maybe as much as what we should, but that's an area that we'll probably have to focus on a little bit more about clock management. But yeah, I told them during that timeout, I said, yeah, we got the lead. I said, but some of you guys have been playing long enough to know that you have to start working the clock a little bit. Not saying that we're still not going to be aggressive and take advantage of opportunities, because I think then that's when we're more prone to turn the ball over. So we still want to be able to look to try to score. But I said nothing but layups and free throws from this point on. And so I kind of had to beat that into a couple of them, their heads a little bit. But we were able to survive, and that was one of the things I told them as well. In the Gordonsville game and against Macon County, that we didn't handle the pressure, I thought, as well as we should have for the guys that we had out there on the floor. And again, going back to as long as they've been playing, that we got to start making better decisions and passing the ball. Being a little bit more crisp and quick with our passes, and telling them that we can move the ball so much better up the floor by passing it than we can dribbling it. So that's still some areas. We're always going to try to find some things that we need to work on, and that's what I told the guys today. We took it a little bit light and just did some shooting, but I said tomorrow we'll come in and we're going to try to simulate some pressure type drills that hopefully will help us in those areas.
Coach, I think you have one of the premier guards, and I'm not saying that prejudiciously, but when you look at Dennis West and the things that he does for this ball team, whether it be defensively, whether it be rebounding, whether it be assisting, whether it be scoring, he is the total package and really carries your team.
Well, you said it. He's leading us in all those categories. I mean, when you look, he's got 34 assists right now on the year, and like leading us in scoring and leading us in rebounds, both on the offensive and defensive side of that. He does it all, and he's a smart player. One of the things that I've told him, I said that would make his game even more dominant than what it is right now, is the fact that if he could just, not that he's got to become a premier three-point shooter, but if he could just show that he's going to step out and take and make a three occasionally, they're going to have to come out and guard him a little bit more, because more and more teams that we play, they're starting to try to pack it in on him a little bit more and take away those opportunities for him to get to the basket. He still finds ways to get there, but if he could do that, and that's one of the areas that we worked on all fall. It's a joke between us that I said, you're not going to be a shooter this year, you're going to be a maker from the three-point line. And so that's one of the things that every time he shoots and makes them, in practice and what we're doing, he'll turn around and look at me. He'll say, "Maker, coach, maker." And that's what we're shooting for. So, but yeah, he does it all. And he's another coach on the floor. There's times he'll look at me and I think he needs a timeout because he's tired, and it's my fault for not getting him off the floor a little bit more than what I do. But at the same time, you got to have a leader out there that's going to be able to lead, and he does that.
Coach, I thought Johnny Lida stepped in and played that point guard position with Matthew Singler out for a couple of games. I thought he did a good job of being a field general, distributing the basketball, not turning it over, made a couple of big threes for you when DeKalb was making runs there in the fourth quarter. I thought he did a lot of good things.
He did, and again, most of it coming on there in the second half. But he's another one that is capable of making things happen. He can get to the basket, and he's done this in games in the past as well, to where he would make some good assists, and when he's another one that when he's able to step up and make those threes like that, then that just adds another dimension to his game and gives him those opportunities to do those things. But he's done a real good job, and I'm proud of his effort.
Coach, you got to be pleased with how your team shares the basketball. Very unselfish. And then on the other end, defensively, they really dig deep, use their hands well to get some steals, some deflections, really playing the game of basketball as it needs to be played at a high level.
Well, then that's one of the points of emphasis that we had, throughout our summer. That was one of the things we were trying to do. Tried to play, about 10, 12 guys, or just, seeing who could possibly fit into those rotations. And, we're still little. But Bryce Curry and Jamison Keeley they play with big hearts. They play hard down there in the post area. Dennis does too. A lot of times he's having to be on a 4 guy. And so, they do a good job. But I tell them, the team, that, for us to be able to defend the post, we've got to have more pressure on the ball to make it more difficult for entry passes and things like that. One of the things that, again, and I told the guys this the other night as well, going back to the Gordonsville game, that, when those shooters catch the ball, we want to get out there and pressure them enough that they put the ball on the floor. But then once they put it on the floor, we got to back off a little bit, create some space to take away the drive and not body him so hard. I think we're picking up a lot of, silly fouls a lot of times in which that we don't need to. And that's one of the things that kind of concerned me a little bit, is that we're sending teams to the line too much. And I don't think, I think that's something that we're going to have to change a little bit, because that can come back and bite you if you're not careful.
Well, Coach Trey Sanders, we appreciate you visiting with us, and best of luck to the Owls. I know you've got a 10-day break before you go to Monterey and play, and then Gordonsville at 1 o'clock on Saturday there at Bill Andrews Gymnasium on December the 18th.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys calling and talking with you.
Thank you, Head Coach Trey Sanders, the Smith County Owls. Owls off to their best start in quite some time. Stacy Angel at 8-2, and they're looking for big things this year.
Well, just playing very well early on, and a big win against Sun last night, and we'll see what it holds for the Owls down the road.
We'll take a look at the upcoming games around the area when we return, as we remind you, you're watching The Box Score.
If you're a commercial driver looking for a company to call home, Huff and Puff Trucking is the company for you. Our employees are professional and dedicated individuals that take pride in what they do. We offer an outstanding pay package with a dispatch structure that maximizes your home time. To learn more about a company that knows you by name and treats you like family, call us at 1-800-965-5033 or visit our website at huffpufftrucking.com.
What is UC EMC Strong? It's local people. It's local power. Delivering safe, reliable electricity to homes and businesses in the Upper Cumberland is our mission. Getting you back in the game with no time out is our goal. It's been a tough season. Our community has met many challenges, but we're emerging stronger than ever because we're on your team. Upper Cumberland Electric Membership Corporation. We're in this together.
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
Nearstar Middle Tennessee Mines in Gordonsville is hiring. We have open positions for maintenance technicians, maintenance trainer, electricians, entry-level miners, mill operators, mill technicians, infill drillers, and other amazing opportunities. We offer competitive wages, excellent benefits, PTO, holiday pay, exceptional 401k, and much more. Make the most of your future and your career. Join the excellent team at Nearstar Middle Tennessee Mines in Gordonsville.
Liberty State Bank's debit MasterCards are now available with the names and mascots of our local schools printed right on the front of your card. With every non-PIN transaction, Liberty State Bank will donate 5 cents to the school system on your card. It's easy to show your school spirit and raise some extra money for your school at the same time. Show your school pride. Liberty State Bank, a branch of Citizens Bank of Lafayette. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Here's normal internet speed. Here's the gig difference. Average speed, gig. Not enough speed, gig speed. With gig internet from DTC, everything's different. Video streaming is a breeze. Music and photos fly. And gaming gets real with no data limits. That's the gig difference. Call or visit DTC online and get your gig today.
And welcome back to the box score for our final segment. Stacy Angel along with Terry Collins, and we're going to look at some upcoming games in District 7A, Pickett County at Gordonsville, and that's a big district game over in Tiger Town on Friday night.
Well, yeah, when you look at Pickett County, really off to a hot start, boys and girls, so Gordonsville will have their work cut out for them there. That boys game should be interesting.
Clay County at Clark Range, another girls game that should be a good one.
Well, that's two of the top teams in 7A, at least preseason-wise.
Then Red Bowling Springs going to Gainsborough to play Jackson County, so the district slate beginning in earnest. Watertown then travels to Red Bowling Springs on Saturday night. That's December the 11th. Looking at some other games that are upcoming. On Tuesday night, Trousdale County coming to Gordonsville. Of course, Gordonsville has already went to Trousdale. Gordonsville boys won, Gordonsville girls lost, but that girls game should be a battle.
I think that'll be a close game, and I believe maybe Lily Manor will be back for Gordonsville. She'd been out on concussion protocol, but Gordonsville needing to get a win there at home.
Look at that boys game. I think Ryan Sleeper's team is starting to improve, and he's got those football boys back now, and I look for better things from the Yellow Jackets.
We spoke about that on the last box score, and I agree with you. I think just as they get a little more time, Coach Sleeper does a good job coaching, and that should be a fun game.
Van Buren County going to Clark Range, Clay County at Red Bowling, and then a long road trip between Manchester and Byrdstown.
That's a long way, but be a huge step up there, especially for Pickett County girls playing Coffee County girls. Coach Joe Pat Cope, former DeKalb County coach down at Coffee County.
That is, and he's had quite a bit of success there. Let's look at the District 6AA, some upcoming games. Westmoreland at White House Heritage, Cannon County at Sequatchie, Watertown at Cascade. So some travel miles involved there too, Stacy.
Yeah, when you look at a lot of teams kind of in this area, to be able to go play some of these other games, you really got to get on the bus and travel a little bit, Terry.
That's for sure. I think it makes some interesting matchups, though, really, Stacy. It does.
I like that. When I played high school, even with football, we did that. It seemed like you got out and played different people, and they restrict it so much now. But it's good to see some new competition on the schedule.
Watertown at Red Bowling Springs on Saturday night. Now some more action after we flip is Watertown at Jackson County and Monterey at Cannon County. That Watertown, Jackson County girls, both those teams struggling. I'm sure their coaches are saying, hey, this is an opportunity for us to get some momentum.
Right, I believe that. Coach Jim Brown, been at it a long time. He'd like to get a win up there. Watertown with a new coach, and they're kind of feeling their way out, but I hear a lot of positive things coming out of Watertown. Think that they'll continue to get better. Monterey
at Cannon, that is a region matchup now. That's 5AA, which is Monterey. Of course, they're in there with York and some more. Sequatchie, Bledsoe, some teams that we've seen. But Monterey and Cannon really hadn't played that much. Linus Martin, the head coach for the Monterey boys. And then they're traveling down to Woodbury to tangle with the Lions.
I think that will be two good games. I think they're evenly matched when you look at personnel, record-wise. Monterey girls been kind of up and down. The Cannon County girls, from everything I can hear and know, they're playing really good defense, trying to get better on the offensive end, but they really have a lot of size.
Let's go ahead and look at some 7 AAA games, which are upcoming. Stone Memorial at DeKalb, a big district game. Macon at Cumberland, another big district game. And then, that girls game, White County at Upland. I think that'll be a good measuring stick for Coach Michael Dodgen and his squad going to Baxter.
Right, and say, welcome to 7 AAA. And I know that's what the district he's played in. Of course, it's kind of taken on a new meaning with different teams. But what a welcome call to the district to have to go to Upperman and play Coach Danny McWilliams' team.
Tough place to play for sure. Let's go ahead and look at some more games which are upcoming. DeKalb County at White County. That's kind of a border rival there, Stacy. And when you look, White County's got 2 pretty good clubs. I think it'll be a good measuring stick for Coach John Sanders and Coach Danny Fish just to see how they stack up against probably one of the top 2 or 3 teams on the girls and boys side.
Well, I think when we look at it, DeKalb County probably in this new district maybe has the biggest challenge to try to step up to be with some of those teams that just have a good history. Not that DeKalb hasn't had good teams, but just the history behind the other teams in that district. So they have a couple of tough contests right out of the gate.
Cumberland County at Stone Memorial, and then Livingston at Macon County, as they're kind of getting in to their district game. They usually play 3 or 4 of those since there's 7 teams in that district, Stacy. So, when you look at these upcoming games, I think it'll be interesting to see what those scores are, and then flip-flop in January and February, see how those teams adjust to the new competition, and who improves, who's on that steady climb as you get ready for district tournament.
What we had seen in the past was a lot of familiarity with opponents, and games could change just because one coach or one group of players could be so familiar with another, even if the other team was better. I think there will be a filling out process, and things can definitely change after that first time through when you get a little scout and figure out your new opponents.
Stacy, when you look, some of these coaches, you take Michael Dodgen, who was at Cannon County a long time. He's very familiar with the veteran head coaches that are coming into his district. So he has a little bit of a leg up when it comes to that.
That's right. He's got a rapport with those people, even when you get down to just trying to swap video to be able to scout other teams. That should be a leg up for Coach Dodgen coming in really to what is considered a new district.
Of course, Stacy, once these next couple of weeks get over, then your teams are going into Christmas tournaments, going to different states and seeing different opponents. That's always kind of interesting to see some of the scores that will occur when they go a lot of times out of state.
We have a lot of Upper Cumberland teams that go down to Florida, Alabama to play, and it's always interesting to see those scores. But what I normally have found is our teams, particularly our girl teams, fare very well when they go out of state.
That'll about do it for this session of the Box Score. For Justin, for Stacy, I'm Terry. We want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.